Very good morning, dear friends. Myself, Dr. Vikrant Sudhakar Palekar. I am working as Assistant Professor in Gokhale Education Society's Arts, Commerce and Science College, Jawahar, Palghar. Welcome in the series of carbonyl compound. This is the 10th session we are doing on the topic carbonyl compounds. From the last session, we have started to see the various reactions given by aldehyde and ketones. In the last part, we have seen the benzoin condensation reaction. So in this particular session, we are going to see a new reaction that is being called as a name reaction, Novengel reaction. Its mechanism and its subsequent application for the preparation of different compound. So let us see what is Novengel reaction. If we see, the Novengel reaction is a condensation of aldehyde or ketones having no alpha hydrogen atoms with the active methylene compound in presence of basic catalyst is known as Novengel reaction. So basically it is a condensation reaction in which the aldehyde or ketone having no alpha hydrogen atom reacts with active methylene compounds. So what are these active methylene compounds we are going to see. So basically if you see this particular reaction, these two components are refluxed and they undergo dehydration reactions and they results into the formation of condensed product. So let us see, in the last session we have seen what are the aldehydes which do not contain alpha hydrogen atom. So benzaldehyde is very good example of aldehyde which do not contain alpha hydrogen atom. As we know that this is a carbonyl carbon, the next carbon is called as alpha carbon, and this particular alpha carbon is having no hydrogen, that is no proton present. So this particular aldehyde can be called as a aldehyde which do not contain alpha hydrogen atom. So such compounds or such aldehydes which do not have alpha hydrogen atoms can give Novengel reactions. Now we are going to see what are active methylene compounds. Active methylene, so basically it is a methylene group, that is CH2 group that is flanked in between two electron withdrawing groups. The electron withdrawing groups, let us say X and Y. So it is just like a sandwich compound where CH2 group is in between the two electron withdrawing groups. So as a result of that, what will happen, as we know that the electron withdrawing groups push the electron density towards itself. So as a result of that, these two protons become acidic one. So this is being called as a active. That's why this methylene or proton present on the carbons become active. So it is called as a active methylene compound. So remember, X and Y are electron withdrawing groups. What are the electron withdrawing groups? They can be either CHO, COR, that is ester, or COH, COR, nitrile, or nitro. So such electron withdrawing groups are present at X and Y positions, then such compounds are called as active methylene compounds. So let us see what are the examples of active methylene compounds. Ethyl acetoacetate is very good example of active methylene compounds. Here you can see the CH2 group is attached to COCH3, that is acyl group, and another one is COOR. So R is here C2H5. So it is a ethyl. So this is a ethyl group which is attached to the acetyl group. So it is ethyl acetoacetate. One side is CH3 C double bond O and another side is COO C2H5. So it is called as a ethyl acetoacetate. If here is methyl group, so then it will be called as a methyl acetoacetate. What are the another example? Here at both the side there are, which group is joined? COOR. So COOR, what is R group? C2H5. So such a group is called as a malonic ester because at both the side there is a COOR group. So these are the examples of active methylene compound. So these two components reacts with one another. So let us see what is the reaction given by these compounds. So we are going to see the Novengel reaction. This is aldehyde Then this is active methylene compound. It is reacted with the help of base. So what will happen? The reaction results into the dehydration. So how the water is being removed? Let us see. The H2 from active methylene compound and O from aldehyde or ketone being removed, and as a result of that you will get the formation of carbon double bond carbon in between the carbonyl carbon and carbon from the active methylene compound. So what will the product form? So this is an unsaturated product. So you can see this particular part is coming from aldehyde and this part is coming from active methylene compound. So this is a unsaturated products. So this is a very simple reactions where what is being removed? Water is being removed in presence of basic catalyst. So the base used may be either mono, di or trialkyl amines. Basically di or trialkyl amines are being used, or you can use also pyridine, piperidine. These are the basic catalysts which are used in order to catalyze this particular reaction. So remember, the base can be either dimethylamine, trimethylamine, pyridine or piperidine. So as we know that ketones are less reactive than aldehyde. Why ketones are less reactive? Because in ketones the carbonyl group is attached to the alkyl groups. There are two alkyl groups, and due to this there exists a steric effect and electronic factor, so which diminish or which decreases the reactivity of the carbonyl carbon. So aldehydes are more reactive than ketones. Already we have seen in the only second lecture of this particular series. So basically the aldehydes favor this particular reaction, remember. Now we are going to see the detailed mechanism. As we know that whenever we see the reactions, the mechanism part need to be studied, where we actually come to know how the reaction progresses. So this particular reaction progresses in the 3 steps. First step is formation of carbanion. So let us see how the carbanion is being formed. So what happens? First step, active methylene compounds reacts with the base. As already I have told you, this particular methylene protons are quite reactive one. So if you use the base abstracts. Suppose base is, let us say, OH minus ion. So what will do OH minus ion? This OH minus ion will attack the H plus, one of the H from the active methylene compound, and what will happen is the hydrogen is being removed. So as a result of that, this particular bond undergo heterolytic fission. Carbon hydrogen bond undergo heterolytic fission, and this particular species will get formed where carbon is carrying negative charge. So as we know that the carbon is carrying negative charge, that particular species is called as a carbanion. So after loss of one of the proton, whatever species is formed will be the carbanion. So you can see the hydrogen is being taken out by the base. So this is the first step that is being called as a formation of carbanion. So what happens in the first step? The base abstracts a proton from the active methylene compound and form a stable carbanion. Okay, this is the first step. Then the second step, the nucleophilic attack of the carbanion. So in the first step, only the active methylene compound and base react. Till now, the aldehyde or ketone functionality has not taken into the part in the reaction. So in the second step, what will happen? This carbanion form in the first step will then attack on the carbonyl carbon. You can see here the attack will take place. Okay, so attack will take place on carbonyl carbon, as we know that this is an electron deficient one, and due to the attack there is a bond formation will take place in between this carbon and this carbon, means blue carbon and red carbon, and this particular pi bond will break. So what species will form? Let us see. So this is newly formed bond in between the two compounds, carbonyl carbon and carbon from active methylene compound, and as a result of breaking of this particular double bond, the oxygen will carry negative charge, and this is the oxyanion. So where oxygen is carrying negative charge, So there is a formation of oxyanion species takes place in the second step due to the nucleophilic attack of the carbanion. So this is how the carbanion is carbanion attacks on the aldehyde carbon or ketone carbon, and you will get the formation of oxyanion species. Last step, protonation. So as we know that the negative charge species will be unstable, so the H addition will take place. This is being called as a protonation. Protonation means addition of proton. So what will happen? The H which will be added to this carbon. Now this is a total species which is having OL functionality. So OL, this particular function compound will be called as a aldol, where carbon is attached to the OH group. OL means alcohol. So in the next step, what will happen? Let us see the arrows. So whatever the proton, electron pair will be shifted to this particular carbons. So there will be a double bond formation will take place in between the carbon, and this OH and this H will be removed out. So OH and H. So water will be removed and you will get the formation of carbon double bond carbon. So there is a formation of unsaturated product will take place, and this is how you will get the formation of desired product, unsaturated product, which is being a main product of Navangel reaction. So we can say protonation of oxyanion forms aldol, which on dehydration gives alpha beta unsaturated product. So this particular product will be alpha beta unsaturated product. So remember the mechanism. First step is formation of carbanion, then second step is nucleophilic attack of the carbanion on the aldehyde, and next step is protonation and dehydration. So this is 3-step mechanism for the Navangel reaction. Now we are going to see the actual examples. We will take the benzaldehyde and ethyl acetoacetate. So this is a simple one-step reaction where H2 and O will be removed. Let us see how they are being removed. Okay, so what will happen? Oxygen and H2 will be taken out with the help of base. As we have already seen the mechanism, it will takes place in the 3-step. And what will happen? There is a carbon-carbon double bond formation takes place to form the unsaturated product. Okay, so this particular part is from the benzaldehyde, and this particular part will be from ethyl acetoacetate. So this is how the unsaturated product is formed. So what will happen? This unsaturated product can be converted. So this same product I have written over here. So what will happen? This unsaturated form as a point of applicability can be converted into some another functionality. Let us see. Suppose if we carried out alkaline hydrolysis by using KOH. So what will happen? This OC2H5 oxygen carbon bond will break. As we know, this is a ester functionality. This particular is ester functionality. So in presence of alkaline condition, these esters can be converted into acids. So what will happen? This functionality, one of the part will convert into acid. You can see carbon, oxygen, oxygen, and then in the next step you can take out this particular CO2 group. Carbon OO means CO2 is being taken out at higher temperature, and there is a removal of carbon dioxide gas, and as a result of that, what will happen? This particular group will be taken on. So only H will remain over here. So you can see only hydrogen is there, while rest of the group are as it is. So this particular compound is called as a benzylidene acetone. Again you can see this is a alpha beta unsaturated compound. Okay, so as we know that the alpha beta unsaturated compound are having a very good applications. So this is how we can convert the compounds. Let us see another example. Benzaldehyde and condensation of malonic ester. So what is malonic ester? At both sides you are having COOR group. So what will happen? Water is being removed, H2 from malonic ester and oxygen from benzaldehyde, and you will get the formation of unsaturated product with very good yield, 90%. This is a part from benzaldehyde, and this is a part which is coming from the malonic ester. So as we know that this is a ester functionality, C double bond O O R. So if we carry out hydrolysis, what will happen? These particular bonds will break in presence of dilute KOH. So what will happen? This oxygen carbon bond will break and you will get the formation of COOH, COH. So ester COOR will get converted into COOH. So this is a dicarboxylic acid group. Then what will happen? One of the group will undergo removal of carbon dioxide and only hydrogen will be remained over here. So you can see the CO2, carbon, oxygen is being taken out at higher temperature and you will get the preparation of product. What is this product called? As cinnamic acid. The same structure, how can we write? C6H5CH So this is a alpha beta unsaturated carboxylic acid. So this is also being named as cinnamic acid. As we know that cinnamic acid, what is the applicability? It is very good chemical reagent or chemical compound which can be used for the preparation of number of compounds. So this is how for the preparation of cinnamic acid, the Navengel reaction has very good application. So we can use the Navengel reaction for the preparation of cinnamic acid. So this is called as a application of Navengel reaction. So in the last case we have seen there is a utility of Navengel reaction for the preparation of alpha beta unsaturated compound. So this is how the Navengel reaction can be used for the preparation of alpha beta unsaturated compound by condensation of aldehyde which do not have alpha hydrogen and active methylene compound. So go through this Navengel reaction. It is one of the very important reaction. Write its mechanism and try to write the reactions of different aldehydes and active methylene compound. Thank you very much. Go through the sessions, try to write. See you in the next session.